Hello, everybody. My guest today is Johannis. He is headquartered in Berlin, Germany, and is leading a company called Productsup, which provides a leading solution for product content integration, syndication, and feed management. The cloud-based centralized platform enables the seamless transfer of product content from brands, manufacturers, and retailers to marketing and shopping channels around the world. It empowers commerce players to be agile and stay at the forefront of digital transformation. Johannis, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, I am.
All right. So what's the company do, and are you a pure play SaaS business model?
Yes, we are. So basically, we define our business by saying that we tear down digital walls, right? And we help our customers to turn their product information into a competitive advantage by optimizing their content based on the individual requirements of the marketing channels they feed it into. So we are 100% SaaS business. No customer support or agency model involved.
So this is like a metadata play, like Gillette, the shaving company, when they post a product on Amazon, the metadata has to be in one format. If it goes up on Walmart.com, it has to be in a different format.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
That's where we come into play.
Okay. So I've interviewed a couple of companies like this, and everyone seems to price around a different product axis. Sometimes it's number of SKUs, sometimes it's sales volume, sometimes it's feature-based upsells. What do you price around?
So we price around the number of SKU.
Okay. So it doesn't matter how many like API calls per month or how many times they're pushing a SKU to a particular network, just pure number of SKUs.
Exactly. We want them to use the platform as much as possible. So there we don't have any, let's say, additional pricing that comes with the usage. It's purely based on the number of SKU.
Interesting. Okay. Walk me through the pricing. What's the average company paying you per month for this?
So it's on average is $3,700
per month or year?
Yeah, per month.
Okay. And put this on a timeline. When did you guys launch?
We launched the SaaS business in 2014. Before that, the company we did launch in 2010 and did it as an agency model till 2014 and then transformed the company into a pure SaaS play.
Got it. Very cool. And what have you scaled to today in terms of total customers?
So we're at 270 customers, bringing us to an ARR of 12 million at the moment.
Yeah, I was about to say $3,700 at obviously 270. That gives you $1 million in MRR. Where were you a year ago?
So that basically was half of that, right?
Okay, good. So you're about 500K a year ago.
Yeah.
That's healthy growth. Now, have you done this bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
We raised 5 million in capital so far. So I think, but for a software company that does SaaS only, you somehow can call it bootstrapped. So it's not a lot of capital that went into the company right now.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you looking at raising capital right now?
At the moment, we're, let's say, exploring strategic options.
Yep.
So there's no definite decision that we're going to raise capital in the future. So the business is around break even. So it's not burning a lot of cash at the moment. So we have a lot of opportunities and we definitely always look at the market.
When you say not a lot of burn per month, I mean, are we talking like $100,000 net burn, something like that?
So it's around 50, depending on how many new employees we hire and depending on how much new customers we onboard in a certain month. So I think it evolves around the zero line.
Yeah, that's not so bad. And then talk to me about the team today. How many folks?
So we are around 100.
100,
so
all in Germany?
There are people in the department, 20 in sales and inside sales. And then about 20 in everything which is customer support, another 20 in marketing, and then 10 in supporting functions like HR and finance.
Okay, and where's everyone based?
So the majority is based in Berlin. So here in Berlin, we are around 50 people, and the rest is spread across the world. So we have people in the US, roughly 10 in the UK, and then a couple of people that sell our solution in Australia or Mexico or other markets.
And how are you? So let's get into some unit economics here. Churn's critical in a SaaS company. How do you measure your churn?
Yeah, basically, I mean, we look at it on a monthly basis, and we see the logo churn, and then we see the net retention. So at logo churn, we are roughly at 5%, right?
Monthly or annual? Base,
annual base. And the net retention for the cohorts that we look at, we're at 120%. So we have net negative churn, but of course we have logo churn.
Okay, got it. So with 120% net revenue retention, if you're churning 5% annually, it means you're expanding by about 25%. Is that right?
Exactly, 25 to 30% on the customer base that we have.
Yeah, the historical cohort. Yeah. That's great. Now, walk me through the expansion playbook. So 25% expansion is obviously healthy. What's the number one pricing axis that your sales team is kind of driving prices up against?
So basically the expansion comes from an increased number of SKU within our customers, right? So that is the one factor why we grow within our existing customers.
Okay, and so just number of SKUs. Are there any other pricing axes you price around, like number of seats or feature based?
No, purely on the number of SKU.
Okay, so there's no feature upsells even.
There's one, but that accounts for like 5% of our business, so it's not material. It's really, as I said, we want our customers to use the platform as much as possible, so with as many people as possible. So I think in the future, if you look at it, there might be potential to increase prices based on the metrics that you mentioned. But for the time being, what we want to do is scale the amount of customers and not so much by increasing the revenue based on let's say additional seats or additional channels, because we really want our customers to use the solution, right?
Yep. Now, in order to get a new customer paying $3,700 a month, what's your fully weighted CAC look like today?
So it's roughly 11 months that we need to recuperate in order to make a customer break even. So it's around, let's say, $33,000 US dollars that we spend in order to acquire a customer.
Yeah, 33 up to maybe 40,000 bucks with 11-month payback. Yeah, that's great. Now, where are you spending that capital? Is it mostly internal sales team commissions, or are you doing a lot of direct paid stuff?
No, it's mostly on the sales commissions and the sales team that we build. Of course, we calculate also all the events that we do and the, let's say, online marketing into it, but the majority goes into our sales team.
What's the last conference you went to that got you good results?
Basically, it was an SAP Hybris conference that stood out last year in 2018.
And where was that based?
It was based in Barcelona.
Okay, good. And did you just kind of do the booth, or did you speak on stage, or what?
Both, actually. So we had a keynote speech on stage, and then had a booth where people after the talk came to, right? So that was kind of a good event for us.
And Johannis, what does that run? Like 100 grand, 50 grand?
No, basically we didn't have to pay for it.
Oh, you didn't have to pay?
We are a partner of SAP, so basically they were so kind to invite us, and we didn't have to pay for it even.
Got it. That's interesting. Okay, that's how you're getting customers last year, but take me back to 2014. Tell me about the hustle. What did you do to get your first 2 customers?
Basically, I mean, it was in the end, it was me selling the solution, going out there, explaining them what we do, right? And it was a completely different world back then in 2014, right? It was more like Google Shopping. What is that? Do I really have to use that channel? So we did a lot of, let's say, market education, at least here in Germany, and explain people that they should use that channel, right? It was back then called Google Base, Frugal. So it was a completely different world. And I think educating them on the importance of product information and product data, how you can turn that into a competitive advantage, that was what sold our first.
So who were you targeting, though, specifically? You woke up in the morning and you did what?
We targeted brands and retailers and looked for the most, let's say, the ones from the outside in, where we thought they had the most number of SKUs, so the biggest ones, basically.
How would you get that data? How would you know?
You can get an information, or you can get a feeling by the amount of revenue that those folks do, and then you browse their inventory and you get an idea how much SKUs they offer, right? So you go to their website and look how much products do they offer. So you get a feeling.
Now, someone can have a lot of products on their website though and be doing no revenue. How do you know what revenue? How do you look up revenue of these companies?
I think you can't always tell from the outside, but of course you can buy lists where you get an estimate of the revenue. But as I said, so for us, the revenue is not the biggest indicator. It's more complexity on the product data setup. So which can be driven by the amount of SKU, but could also be driven by, for example, the amount of countries they export to.
Yeah. What was the first kind of list you bought that helped you with this data? Do you remember?
Sorry?
What was the first list that you bought that helped you with some of the revenue data?
I think it was called a list. It was called Top 200 Ecommerce in Germany.
Interesting. Brands in Germany. It was like almost like an Inc. 5000 kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting. And do you remember, was it like $1,000 or $100,000? Was it a lot or a little at the time?
No, it was in the thousands of euros. Basically, not a lot. If you turn it into paying customers,
it was worth it?
You have to put a lot of work into it in order to do so.
It was worth it?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah, very good. All right, let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite business book?
Ricardo Semler's 7-Day Weekend.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
I would say Richard Branson.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building a business?
I think I personally use LinkedIn a lot.
Yep, LinkedIn. Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Roughly 7.
That's good. That's good. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Happy relationship, 1 kid, 6 months, baby girl.
Oh, great. And how old are you?
I'm 39, turning 40 this year.
Congratulations. All right, last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I would say that sometimes getting to the goal in order to achieve a goal, sometimes the best way is to relax, right? And not stress out that much.
Yep. Guys, relaxing can help you win. Coming from Johannis, launched Productsup to help brands like maybe Gillette, the shaving company, get the metadata right, whether they're putting their SKUs out to Amazon or Walmart or Target.com. They're having success doing it. He got his first customers by using an e-commerce top 200 in Germany list, looked at number of SKUs, looked at the website, then just hustled. Now today, 270 customers paying $3,700 a month. So doing $1 million a month in revenue, up from $500,000 a month just a year ago. They're burning about $50,000 a month right now in revenue. So, obviously healthy for where they're at as a company. $5 million raised to date, team of 100 in Berlin and a remote, 5% annual revenue churn, 25% expansion. So 120 net revenue retention, spending up to 11 months of LTV on CAC. Johannis, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you.